What's up, guys? So quick video. This is for me too. I'll be going back and watching this through. This is huge. This is the gap between like knowledge and results, and this is like, I don't know about you guys. I seem to know a lot of shit. I've always known a lot of shit, but I haven't gotten knowing a lot of shit results. And so if you know a bunch of shit about sales, if you've been through a bunch of courses, you've taken a bunch of calls, and your results are shit, but you know a lot of stuff, the last thing you want to do is throw more information in there and make the disparity bigger. I've been doing an exercise over the last couple days, and pretty much all we're doing is we're taking what we've learned through like Matt Ryder, through all these different people teaching us different elements of the sales process, and we're fucking implementing them over a call. So like for me, I'll listen to a call recording, and as I'm listening to the call recording, I'll hear things that I say that just don't sound right. And what I mean by that is when you have a breadth of knowledge, when you have a ton of knowledge that you've acquired from books, from coaches, from education, from experience, in your head you know a bunch of shit, but if you listen to yourself, you're not actually doing it. Your confidence is lower. The way you're engaging is different. It's very reactive. The way you can make that proactive is by role playing through each and every situation as it happens, and building your script that you're going to practice based on the better version of how you were reading the initial script. So listen to your call recording, and then if anything feels like it's not perfect, say it in the perfect way, and you'll know the perfect way. Don't second guess yourself. Perfect to John may not be perfect to me. If I say exactly what he said word for word with the same tonality, it's not going to land the same way. Perfect to me is in my own words. It's with my own knowledge. It's based on my own understanding. That comes from knowing what you're saying and why. So as you're going through your call recording, and if you're a triager looking to be a closer, like listen to your triage and perfect the triage. The way you perfect the triage is by listening to the actual call recording and starting from the very beginning of the interaction and perfecting it, and then turning those perfections that you made to the process that was already given to you, the things that didn't sound right, turning those newly made adjustments into the new script for the new sales process, and standardizing that and making that a process. And it's interesting because nobody's going to follow the process like word for word. That can be like the first step, but you always kind of have to evolve into the process. It always has to be you speaking through the process. So, but standardize it to create kind of like a baseline process people can follow. And then like as you're following the process, you can make adjustments to it. I've kind of found like there's no like perfect script. It's really more about like having the perfect conversation tailored to like what you're learning in the sales process. And so like it's not the videos, it's not the coaching, it's not the fucking podcasts. It just comes back to like the actual feedback. And honestly, like I've paid like coaches, and I've paid like different people, and it's been super helpful. But the most helpful thing I've learned from like investing in like all these different people and courses and coaches, like the most important thing I've learned is like you're your own best teacher. It doesn't matter what others teach you. Like it matters the results you get from the process, and results come from the level of the interaction that you're actually having. If you listen to your interaction and it's shit, but you know a bunch of stuff, you got to listen to your interaction and start applying that stuff to it. And that's literally so intuitive. I can give you an example. So I used to do a lot of like freestyling. Not a lot of people know this. I used to do a lot of like freestyling, like like rapping. And I could never in my life sit down and write lyrics, ever. If I do sit down and write them down, it's because I've done them before and they're stuck in my head. The only way I could get words on the paper is if I'm flowing, I feel good, I'm in a good headspace, and I just freestyle and I record it. And then I write down what I said. I write down what came to me in a flow state. As you're listening to the call, you're going to listen to yourself, and words are going to come to you in a flow state. The trick is to take those words that came to you in the flow state, Practice them over and over and over again. Stop the call recording, record yourself saying the right thing, and then listen to that over and over again. Write it out, script it out, make enhancements and improvements to it. Make that your new script. You should be doing that process for every 10 seconds in your call, every 10 seconds. So fully finishing one call recording should take you like a week. Or an entire day, like 12 hours of just like literally sitting there and working through or workshopping through it. This is how you develop in sales if you know a bunch of shit, but you're not getting a whole bunch of results. Sales is about the quality of your interaction, not the quantity of your knowledge. Nobody gives a fuck how much you know, right? They care about how much you care, how connected you are, how much they respect you, your status. All of that is apparent when you listen to a call recording. If you know a bunch of shit, but your interactions are shit, listen to your call recordings and start applying the shit that you know in a flow state over your process, and start to rework your process based on what you're saying when you're in a flow state. If you can standardize that across a whole 45-minute phone call, you have a perfect call. And if you notice, every perfect call is different. And if I were to copy your perfect call, I wouldn't get perfect results. So it's a gradual process of listening, analyzing, creating, standardizing, listening, analyzing, creating, standardizing, and just repeat. That's the quickest way to get better and be natural and have it applicable in different areas. And it's so good to have a foundation based around somebody, because then you can kind of go to them and build feedback. But like worst case, like if you have a bunch of knowledge, if you literally just know a bunch of shit, like this is the quickest way to develop once you have a decent foundation. If you don't know anything, like get a coach, get a mentor, pay some people, find a script, find somebody who's successful, model them. But the next level past just knowing a script and knowing a framework is actually perfecting that framework and adjusting it to yourself. You can only do that by listening to your call recording, sitting there for hours, like literally every 15 seconds. Whatever feels off in the call, just start practicing it. Because now you're not in a sales call. You're not in a high pressure situation. You're not in a situation where there's money on the line. There, like if you mess up and like you could get fired because you're not hitting KPI, you're wasting leads. It's $400 to get this call in front of you. It's $1,000 to get this call in front of you. You're literally just by yourself, able to tap into like all your genius. There's no stress. It's super low pressure. So take the stuff that you do in the low pressure situation and standardize that and practice it so much that it becomes what you do in the high pressure situation, right? And then the pressure goes away because you're confident, because you basically have the entire process, the entire call, every second of it mapped out in your head, easy, concise, smooth. And then you look forward to calls because you know exactly what's going to happen. And then sales gets boring because you know exactly what's going to happen. You move to a harder account. You move to a different area of business. You're able to kind of scale up to that next level. But it starts with listening to your calls. At a certain point, like more information isn't going to do it. It's going to be actually taking the process that you have and allowing yourself to basically catch up to the process. Allow all the information to basically improve your process through your flow state. And here's a step-by-step of what you got to do. Like have a call, right? Do a triage, do a sales call, whatever. Listen to let's just start listening to the interaction and whatever you feel could be done better based on the knowledge that you have in your head. Okay, this could have been better. 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 This could have been better, right? Instead of just saying this could have been better and screwing over to the next thing, pause at the 14-second mark when you find that your confidence was a little low in the introduction and re-say it in a way that's actually solid. Record yourself re-saying that shit. Listen to the recording. Say it. Practice it. Write it down. Make that part of your script. That's your new script. It's a script, and it's like... it's the process that you follow every time that you know that works. This is how you improve past just learning, right? This is how you go from 5K a month to 50. A lot of people are stuck at 5. That's because you're just doing what you're told instead of being proactive, improving the process and turning high pressure situations low pressure by it's like that saying, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war, right? Like, watching a bunch of fucking videos isn't putting in work. It's not developing or improving yourself. True personal development in sales comes from listening to your shit and adjusting your process, looking at data, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Hope this helps.